All right, we got our foam rollers. Okay, and I said the other day, I said, oh, clear your gear, but I didn't even clear my gear, so I'm just stumbling around my own stuff. So in the for realsies, clear your gear so that your stuff's out of the way. All right, and then we will start in a standing position. So holding your foam roller sideways, just start with that nice little hip swing. Awesome, and then we're gonna take it into some little hay balers, so take it to the hip, throw it over the shoulder, stay on that side for a few rounds. Last one on this side, and then switch over to the other hip and throw it over the shoulder. Nice. Beautiful. Take it back to that hip to hip. Just notice your feet here, and then step your feet so that they come in a little closer, about hip width distance apart. And then we're going to bring that roller right on top of the thighs, put a gentle press on, a nice gentle bend in the knees. Push down towards the knees, and then push back up to the tops of the thighs. Push down towards the knees, push back up towards the thighs. Beautiful. Push down towards the knees, push back up, and then we're going to push down towards the knees, and then we're going to do a little bit of focus work here. So knees bent, arms pressing into the roller, and mostly just to find a little connection through the back of the body and maybe into the backs of your arms. So as you push your arms down, can you feel your triceps kind of firing up? Take one more breath. And then, like we do in yoga, we're going to take that vacuum suck belly. So take your inhale. Exhale. At the end of the exhale, with all that air gone, see if you can suck the abdominal muscles in and hold it for a second. And then release your abdominal muscles. Take your inhale. Exhale. At the end of the exhale, suck the belly in. Hold it for a second. And then when you're ready, release your abdominal muscles. Take your inhale. One more time. Exhale. At the end of the exhale, suck it in. Hold it for a second. And then when you're ready, release your abdominal muscles, take your breath, lift your butt up, and then just gently walk that roller over your knees, and then put a little gentle pressure on, work down the shins, and then back up towards the knees. Beautiful. And you can always keep a micro bend in your knees if it feels like it's just a little bit too much of a tug on the hamstrings, or if you're feeling any sensation up into your glutes. Nice. One more roll up and down, and then take it into the feet and steamroll the tops of the feet. So from the ankles down to the toes. Lovely. One more steamroll of those feet, and then keep your roller on the ground. Bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to standing, right foot on the roller, gentle roll to the bottom of the foot. So just that heel to toe roll. Awesome. And then externally rotate that knee, find the blade edge of your foot. Nice. And then internally rotate, find the instep of the foot. Beautiful. And now we're going to place just the heel, or as much of the heel, onto the roller as you can. And then lean in just a little bit, put a gentle pressure on so that heel is on the roller. And then we're just going to find almost micro circles. So imagine that you're circling the outer edge of your heel, but we're keeping that pressure on. Beautiful. One more circle around, and then we're going to lift off and switch feet. So left foot onto the roller and give that soft roll, just toe to heel. Beautiful. And then externally rotate the knee, roll the blade edge of the foot. Nice. And then internally rotate the knee and roll the instep. Beautiful. And then bring it back to center. And now we're going to lift up just a little bit so we can place the heel on, lean in, find that pressure and connect the heel. And then once you feel like you've got it, do those little micro circles. So imagine that you're just circling the outer edge of your heel. Nice work. One more circle around and then step that foot off your roller, both feet nice and even on the ground. Take a nice big breath, reach up and overhead. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your waist, reach your hands down to your roller. Beautiful. And then 3 bends and straightens of your legs. So you're just going to lift your butt up a little bit to a point that feels good and then bend your knees a lot. Lift your butt up, let your head drop down and then bend your knees a lot. Do that one more time. Lift your butt up, bend your knees a lot. Keep your knees bent, lift from the top of your head, and we're gonna step over our roller, but can you do it without looking down at the roller? So you know where your roller is. Can you pick your foot up nice and high without looking down at the ground? Step over your roller, pick your other leg up nice and high, and then step your foot down. Yes, nice work. Okay, we're gonna sit our butts down onto our roller. And then once you've got your butt onto your roller, step your feet to a nice wide configuration and just find some windshield wipers here. Beautiful. One more windshield wiper each side, and then we're going to take it into that bigger roll. So we're going to roll across the butt, over to the side of the glutes, roll across and over to the other side. Nice. Now, the next time you roll over to the right, stay there. Give a couple of good rolls up and down. Beautiful. One more roll up and down here. Then we're going to roll over to the left. Stay there and then roll up and down. One more roll up and down here, and then come back to center, readjust your butt as needed, but we're going to take it into a figure 4. So left leg is going to go nice and long, right leg is going to come across the left, hands wherever feels stable, slide the left leg in, and then lift your chest. Find that figure 4 first, readjust anything that you need to make sure that your knee feels good about this position. And then if all is feeling good, we're going to roll over onto the right and then find a nice good roll up and down. Beautiful. One more roll up and down, and then take it into a little bit of a rock side to side. So rather than that up and down sensation, do that nice gentle roll onto the hip and then off it again. Wonderful. One more little rock in and out, and then bring it back to center. Release your left leg, step the right foot off, give your knees a little bounce, make sure everything feels okay. Then we're going to take it to the other side. So left leg across the right, slide the right foot in. Find that position first, make sure it feels good. If it feels not good, you're going to release the foot and then you'll just roll the hip without the figure 4 position. But if all is feeling good, lean over to the left and then find your roll up and down. One more figure 4 up and down, and then come to that center point and then just lean in and lean off. So that little bit of a roll side to side. Awesome. One more little roll side to side, and then bring it back to center. Hands find a stable position. Slide that right leg long, step the left foot off, give everything a little bounce. Hands to the roller, lift your butt up and off, and then we're going to just hug that roller nice and tight up against the low back. So elbows on the roller. Once you've found your way here, take a couple of gentle swishes of the knees side to side. Wonderful. One more little swish of those knees side to side, and then you're going to lift your back off, move that roller on up so that it's finding that space underneath the shoulder blades. Then once you've got your way here, hands behind the head, readjust your tailbone, make sure your back feels like it's in a good position, and then lean back over the roller. Exhale, contract the abdominal muscles, lift up. Beautiful. Inhale and lean back. Exhale to lift up. Inhale, lean back. Exhale to lift off. And then on this next one, as you inhale, lean back, you can take that back bend if you like. So just stretching the back over the roller, release your hands from your head if you don't want that support, reaching your arms up just as far as feels good. Make sure you're breathing comfortably here. Take 1 or 2 more breaths. Nice. And then when you're ready, lift up, hands behind the head, support the head and the neck, push into your feet, lift your butt up. And now we're going to take that big roll from the bottom of the shoulder blades all the way up to the tops of the shoulders. Nicely done. One more good roll up and down. And then as you come closer to the tops of the shoulders, set your butt down. And now we're going to move that roller so that it comes underneath the head. So lift up, replace that roller so it's under your head like a pillow. Give a second, let everything find its way. Arms come out at your sides in a comfortable position, and then just start to rock your head side to side. The next time your head turns to the right, stay there and then give a gentle nod of the head up and down. One more nod of your head up and down, and then turn your head all the way over to the left, and then come back to that nod of the head up and down there. Awesome. Bring your head back to center, pause at the center, even allow your knees to drop in towards each other. So if you like that little bit of constructive rest, just taking a moment here to pause. So let your head be heavy, let your arms and your shoulder heads be heavy, and then take a second to just kind of tune in and notice your abdomen, your abdominal muscles, and specifically the area around the belly button. Are you holding a bunch of tension there? And can you just for a moment here, let that whole area be soft and loose? Nice, take one more breath. And then when you're ready, hands are gonna find the edges of the roller, lift your head off, release the roller from underneath your head, let your head come down. And now we're gonna take our roller and we're just gonna tuck it right underneath the bend of our knees. And then we're just gonna kind of hug that roller nice and close up against the hips, pause for a moment, readjust anything that you need to, and then we're gonna lift the hips up and move that roller underneath the hips. So starting with that supported bridge position, and just check in, make sure the roller feels like it's good underneath your hip bones. It's underneath that nice, strong structure. And you could let your hips get super heavy into the roller if you wanted to, right? And then once you feel like you're there, then do just that. Let your hips get nice and heavy. See if you can find that softness again in your abdomen. One more breath. Hands are going to find the ends of the roller just to kind of keep it in a secure position. And then we're just going to start with the right leg. So we're going to lift the right knee up, think single leg toe tap, and then lower the toe back down to the ground. Lift the right knee up and then lower it back down. One more on this side. Lift the right knee up, lower it back down, set that foot onto the ground, switch over to the other side. But as you move here, notice the front of your hip points. Lift the left knee up, lower your toe back down. Can you find that control in your center so that your hip bones aren't rocking all over the place? One more single knee lift. Beautiful. Set that foot down, come back to the right knee, but this time pull the right knee in towards your chest, get a little handhold. See how that feels. So we're creating a little bit of a constriction in the front of the right hip. And now can you extend your left leg nice and long, let the heel find the ground. So we're constricting the right hip and we're stretching through the left hip. And then just see if you can notice that difference. Take a couple nice big breaths. One more breath. And then we're going to switch. So we're going to pull the left knee in, switch your hand, hold on to your left knee, hug it in, slide your right leg nice and long, let your heel find the ground. And then notice the difference here. So we're constricting that left hip crease and we're stretching the right hip. One more breath. Cool. And then we're going to pull both knees into the chest. So hands might find the outer edges of the roller if that feels good. Inner thighs are going to slightly hug in towards each other. And then we're just going to take those knees, draw them in circles, go in one direction, and then right away tune in and notice. Make sure this feels comfortable. The roller feels good and secure underneath your hips, and your back feels safe and secure. One more circle in this direction, and then take those circles, draw them the other way. Awesome. And then if that front hip pocket stretch felt good, you're going to set your feet down to the ground. You're going to walk both feet nice and long towards the end of your mat, similar to what we did with our towel just a little bit ago. So with that nice lift in the hips, flex your feet. And then if all feels good, stretch your arms up and overhead and take 3 nice deep breaths here. Cool. And then when you're ready, release your hands, find the ends of your roller, step your feet in. We're going to lift the hips up with control, move that roller out from underneath your butt, and then lower your butt down to the ground. Nice. And then from here, we're going to flip all the way over onto our belly. So just lift yourself on up, and we're going to find those front hip points that we just stretched. So swing your legs all the way around, come into your tabletop position. And then with control, though, we want to make sure that we keep it light and don't put too much body weight on those front hip points. So we're going to line the roller up with those bony hip points, but use your elbows and your forearms and your knees to help support your body weight. Once you've got those hip points lined up, see if you can just do a little transfer of weight. So think about pushing your weight into your right knee and into your left. So we're just transferring a little tiny bit of weight from the right hip point to the left. Nice. One more little tip of the hip side to side, and then we're going to roll over just a little bit further. So we're going to roll over onto the right. Make sure it feels good. Your left hand is going to help support. Your right elbow is going to help support. And then if all is feeling good, a gentle roll up and down. Beautiful. One more good roll up and down here. And then with control, bring your knees down, come back to center, line up those hip points, come back to that little shift side to side. And then once you feel like you've got that going on, take it over to the left. So we're going to roll over. Right hand is going to help support, and then give that nice gentle roll up and down. Awesome. One more roll up and down, and then come back to center. We're going to push our way up into a tabletop position just so that we can reset. And now we're going to work the thighs. So we're going to move that roller on down, walk your hands forward. So the roller is going to come on the tops of the thighs now. So it's underneath those hip points, toes on the ground, elbows and forearms down. And then we're just going to allow the toes to kind of drag along the floor and take that big roll. So think that full length of the thighs all the way up to the hips, and then all the way down where the thighs meet the knees. We're going to stay off the hip bones, and we're going to stay off of the knee bones. Beautiful. One more big roll up and down, and then come back up towards the tops of the thighs. Bend your knees, swish your heels a little bit side to side. Make sure your elbows and forearms are helping support so your shoulders are broad and the belly feels strong. Nice. Beautiful. Set those toes down, and then we're going to move on down to the middle of the thighs. So if you like, you can just lift off and manually move the roller, or just scoot yourself along. Make sure it feels good. And then once you found the middle of the thighs, broaden your shoulders, firm up your belly, bend your knees, and swish your heels side to side. Beautiful. One more swish of the heels side to side, and then float your toes back down. Reposition your roller one last time. So we're coming down towards that bottom quadrant of the thighs, where the knees are, but staying off of those bony landmarks of the knees. So still on the thigh muscles. Once you're there, broaden your shoulders, firm up your belly, bend your knees. Beautiful. And rock your knees side to side. Nice work. One more little swish of those knees side to side, and then set your toes down. Push your way all the way back into a tabletop position. And then we're going to step the knees over the roller, both shins on the roller. Get yourself positioned, and then make sure your wrists feel good. Pull the knees in towards your chest, and then push the knees away. Beautiful. One more in and out here. And then we're going to set ourselves back so that we can come off the roller altogether, and then move the roller out in front of you so we can come into our little puppy pose or heart melting stretch. So in that tabletop position with your hips fairly in line with your knees, walk your roller forward, and then find that good long stretch. So arms are going to stretch out, head's going to drop down into the space between your arms, and then allow a little space for your chest to get nice and heavy here. One more breath here. And then firm up your belly first. So think about pulling the belly button up towards the spine. Lift your belly up away from the floor. Pull that roller in, elbows and forearms on the roller, palms facing in. Give a couple of gentle rolls here. Nice. And then flip the palms so palms are facing up towards the ceiling. Roll it out there. Awesome. And then flip the palms so palms are facing down towards the ground, and roll it out there. Beautiful. One more roll in and out. And then hands on the roller, big toes together, knees out nice and wide. We're going to take it back to our extended child's pose. So pull your butt back to your heels. And then if you're wearing glasses, I'll recommend taking them off just for a second, but put them somewhere safe. Grab your roller, and we're going to work that little space between the eyebrows and the forehead. So walk that roller in to the point where you can rest your forehead onto your roller. And then if it feels good to do so, you're just going to gently rock the head side to side. One more little rock side to side, and then reposition the roller. So if you were in that space between the eyebrows, maybe move up towards the hairline. If you were up towards the hairline, maybe you move it down a little bit. And then once you found a good position, come back to that gentle rocking of the head side to side. Lovely. One more rock of the head side to side, and then let your head come to a center position. Pause just for a moment. Just allow your forehead to be nice and heavy. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then let your hands help you lift your forehead up away from the roller. Lift up. If you took your glasses off, take a second to put them back on. And then we are going to finish with a seat on the roller. So I'm just going to turn my roller sideways so I'm facing out to you, but we're going to sit in a little crisscross applesauce on our roller. So set your butt onto your roller, and then crisscross your legs, or position your legs in a way that feels good to you. We want to have access to our handhold of our armpits. So that's what we're shooting for. So just finding that nice uplifted spine, You're going to lift your left arm into a bit of a cactus position, and then you're going to use your right hand like a little hand puppet, and we're going to reach across and use your hand to find that back muscle in the armpit. So your thumb comes into the armpit, and then see if you can cup your hand around that muscle. So see if you can find a good pinch or good handhold of that muscle that's in the back of the armpit. And then if you feel like you've got it, now we're going to take that hand that's in cactus. So we're going to hold on and squeeze that muscle, or put a firm handhold that works good for you. Don't hurt yourself, but hold on, give that little bit of squeeze. And now we're going to take that cactus arm up and down, but we're going to still keep that little pinch of that back muscle in the armpit. Nice. It's one of those muscle areas. It's self myofascial release, but it's really hard to get to with the foam roller. So we're using our foam roller. We're just using it more. We're using our foam roller wisely. Nice. One more up and down, and then release your little pinchy hand. Float your hand down. Take a second and just let your hands be heavy. Close your eyes. Take a nice big breath and notice. Awesome. And then when you're ready, eyes open, take it to the other side. So we're going to take our hand into that cactus, a little puppet with the other hand, reach over and across, find that back part of the armpit. So thumb into the pit, and then we wrap the hands around. So we find that muscle that's in the back of the armpit, give a little pinch, a little squeeze, make sure you feel like you've got a good firm hold of that muscle. Awesome. And then away we go, just flipping that hand up and down. Keep that nice little pinch on that armpit muscle. Beautiful. One or two more up and down. And then when you're ready, release your little hand, float both hands down, shrug out your shoulders, and then just for a moment, let everything be soft and heavy. Take a nice deep breath. And even if you can, notice the breath in your armpits. Cool. And then left hand's going to find the edge of the roller. So we're going to put a little bit of a firm press into the end of the roller so that we keep a little length in that arm and that shoulder. And then drop your ear away from the shoulder. Head comes back up to a neutral position, switch over to the other side. Reach your hand across, find the end of the roller, put a little bit of a press into the end of the roller, keep that length in the arm, drop your ear away from the shoulder. Awesome. Lift your head to neutral, release that hand, both hands in a comfortable position. And now take a couple of turns of the head side to side, just like you're looking over your shoulder. One more turn of your head each side. And then as your head comes back to center, hands are going to find the roller. And now you're just going to step your feet out in front of you so that you have a good bent knee position. Hands are going to find your knees. And we're going to take 3 cat-cows here. So as you inhale, just make sure that the roller doesn't move too much underneath your butt. Lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. And then as you exhale, round your back, you're going to feel that roller move, but make sure it feels like it's secure. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. Exhale, round back and feel that little gentle tilt underneath your butt. Beautiful. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, round your back. And then in a fairly neutral position, hands find the roller, step your feet into whatever works good for you. We're going to come all the way up to a standing position. Reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, bend your knees a little bit, hinge from your waist, fold down towards the ground. Hang out here in this folded position. Let the backs of your knees be kind of soft and bent. Make some space for your belly and your chest, and then just let everything dangle here for a second. Let your arms be heavy. Let the back of your neck be soft. Wonderful. Bend your knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Strong from your navel center. Come all the way on up. Roll out your shoulders. You guys are awesome. Be sure to drink plenty of water.